What's up everybody, Cody here, where'd you get that? And I'm going to do something a little different with this video. So shout out to Fanboy Prime, and because he brought it to my attention that Neil Collects has a 10 random question challenge. And so I was watching Fanboy Prime's video and I thought, I'd like to do something like that. So I'll jump in on this challenge. And so I'm going to go through real quick with the 10 random questions. So number 1, what superhero would you date and why? Well, my wife is a superhero. I'm going to pick her. But no, for the question, I'll go ahead and say Barbara Gordon. She is just my favorite superhero, female superhero of all the times. And so yeah, I'll go with that. Question number 2. If you became a millionaire overnight, what would be the first thing you do in the morning after? For me, that kind of depends. Is it might come into $1 million? Might come into $10 million? So it kind of varies. So if it was $1 million, I wouldn't quit my job, but I would probably start looking at buying a new home or replacing our vehicles, something like that. Maybe fix something up around the house, go on a really cool trip, go on a cruise, something like that. Those $10 million, I could see myself quitting my job and just budgeting out the rest of my life from the $10 million. I don't know. I'd have to talk to my wife about it. So that was number 2. Number 3. If you hit 1,000 subs in a weekend, what would you do? So if I had 1,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, that'd be awesome. So I would do a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So I already have something in mind for that. It's really cool. It would be a CGC signature series, and it is something in my PC that I would be willing to give away to you guys as a thank you. So question number 4. What is your biggest fear? So I do have 3 kids, and I would say my biggest fear would be losing any one of them. So, question 5. If you had to choose losing either your sight or your hearing, which would you choose? For me, I would say my hearing. I think eyesight is very important for me, and especially with my collection. But no, I'm a visual learner, and if I'm in the dark, that would be pretty scary for me. So I would have to say losing the hearing and keeping my eyesight. So yes, that is question number 5. Number 6. What is your dream car? So this is kind of funny. The car that I always wanted growing up was the Plymouth Prowler. And for some reason, that was like the biggest thing in my mind. If I could have any car, it would be that. And I do not think that anymore. I don't think it's a very practical vehicle. I don't think I've ever seen one on the road either. I don't even know what's happened to those vehicles. But no, today, if I could have any vehicle, if I could just walk into any, car dealership, say, hey, I want that, I would want to say Jeep. That would be my dream vehicle. Would I get a Jeep? I would not, because it's hard on gas, and I have a big family, so I would need something a little more that would fit my family. So I'd probably get a bigger vehicle. Anywho, going on to the next one. Do you think another planet has life? I do think so. I do think it's very possible. I don't think it's out of the ordinary to think that it's possible. Anywho, so yes, short answer, yes. If you could, number 8, if you could change one thing in your past, what would it be? This, sometimes I'm driving down the road and I'll get this random thought of something I said that was just really cringy, and I just think, man, if I could just not have said that, that would be great. My life would be so much better if I didn't say that one thing. But there's several times, so if I could just remove one of them, there's no wrong answer there, that would be great. Alright, number 9. What pets do you own or would own? I do have a dog, and my family, we have a dog. We've had our dog he's an old dog. She's about 14 years old now in human years, So my wife and I, we got him after our first year of marriage, and we love him. He's the best. He's awesome with our kids. Our kids love him, and yeah, so that's our dog, Hurley. Alright, fun fact about his name, Hurley. My wife and I loved watching Lost, and that was just a phenomenal series that I was just crazy about it. So when we actually, he was a rescue dog, and so the person who named him, he had all these puppies, and he named them all these different characters, all the names from different characters from Lost. And so we ended up getting Hurley's, and that was really cool. We really loved that name. It was just kind of perfect for us. All right, last question. Question number 10. Is there such thing as ghosts? So I love this question because I think about it a lot. Now, I personally have never experienced anything like that. I've never seen a ghost. I don't think I've ever heard anything. But I do have family and friends that have had experiences, and I do trust them. There's no reason to believe that they're lying to me, and here's why. So there is one particular experience that happened with my family, and it was my mom and my uncle and my oldest brother, I wasn't born yet, and my dad. And so they were my brother was in his room. They were living in a place that is now kind of really considered like a kind of hot spot for hauntings. And but this was brand new at the time. They broke ground. It was a new home. And so my brother saw, no, not yet. They started having like weird things happening in the home, and they would hear things. And there's one particular night where they heard boom, and it was in the garage. And so what my mom realized what it was is, you know how some homes have, in your garage, you have access to the attic. And so you have those stairs that fall down, you know, to get access into the attic. Well, my mom said that that thing came down and it slammed up into, you know, it slammed. And so they heard a big bang and they ran to the garage like, what was that? And they could see the little string, you know, like you gotta pull the string down to get to the ladder. Well, they saw the string just moving around. And then they go inside and they see the chandelier. They have like this little chandelier going, and that's kind of moving too, and it's swinging around. And my brother starts screaming, and they're like, what is going on? They run to the room, and he said, there's a man at the window, and he's scared and he's crying. And so my mom gets this machete, and it's just, you know, think about Jason, right? Friday the 13th. She runs out the house, you know, she's in mom protective mode, and she's like trying to figure out who's outside. My uncle goes out with her. But there's no one there. And so, like I said, this was a new home on a new property, and you could see everywhere. Like, there's nowhere to hide. So they don't see anybody. So, and the reason why I'm open to the idea of ghosts is because of that story, is because they've been very consistent in retelling it. There hasn't been any changes. And so they all have like their own memory from it. And it's always been consistent when you hear them tell the story. So, yes, is there such thing as a ghost? I am open to it. Again, personally, I haven't seen or experienced a ghost. I have stayed at haunted hotels. I do love watching, shows or documentaries about people sharing ghost stories. Anyway, I went on a big rant about ghosts, so it got me started. But anyway, that's it. So if you want to take part in this, go check out Neil Collects. And check him out. He's a great channel anyway, so I'll be putting a link to his channel as well as Fanboy Prime, who got me to do this. So I'll put links to their videos to listen to what their answers are. So anyway, that's all I got. Thanks so much for hanging